And this segment was brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbooking app. Not only is it safe, but it is secure and Deke. You know our favorite part.
Reliability.
Reliable. Yes, you can never go wrong with reliability, Deke. And for all the first-time users out there, DraftKings has something special going on. It's a promo code. What is the name of that promo? You know the name of the promo code?
I think I do. I think it starts with an M, ends with an S. Moats.
You know what? That's why you Deke, baby. Yes. So the promo code is Moats. So if you use promo code Moats, you will receive up to $1,000 in deposit bonus money. That sound good to you?
Sounds beautiful.
That sounds great to me. So what are you waiting on? Download the app, use the promo code, and let's have an opportunity to make some money. This is from Augustine Lieb. I think I said that last name right. Excuse me. Avery Williamson and Alex Highsmith seem to do a pretty good job. How did they look to you guys? Do you expect either of them to surprise us with superior play? Well, with Avery, first off, I was impressed with him. He was playing a lot early on too. I know people tried to make it as if he played because of Spillane getting injured and that was his stats. But no, you watch him in the first half, he was playing a ton already, man. His role is definitely expanding, and that was prior to Spillane's injury. But I thought Avery did well. Thought he was competitive in coverage. I like that. He tackled really well, which was really impressive because that's always the question and concern, right? When you haven't practiced, when you haven't played in a game in a couple of weeks, what's your tackling going to be like? Because typically on defense, that's the first thing to go is your tackling. So the fact that he was tackling good, didn't see any missed tackles, I like that. We talked about the little bit of a coverage miscommunication with him and Vince. I want them to get that on the same page, but that's kind of what happens when you have a newer guy getting thrown into some of these situations, playing a larger role as well. But overall, I thought he did fine. Alex Highsmith, I thought he did fine. Also, he just looked as if that was his first expanded action, though. And what I mean is this. So typically when he comes in, we talked about this, right? If you come in as a situational player, you know it's always passing situations when you come out there. You don't have to think about, right? You just go out there and you're just rushing. So you see him play a lot faster. Or if he had to go into coverage. All right, I know the assignment. I'm dropping it into coverage. Not worried about it. I'm only out there for 2 to 3 plays. Great effort. I can execute. It looked like yesterday, though, at times, it was more so like he was just thinking of executing his assignment, but not thinking of being a playmaker. And the difference is this. If I tell you, Deke, hey, I want you got a contain rush right here, right? Contain rush by rule is make sure that nobody gets outside of me on my rush. Make sure that I keep the quarterback on my inside shoulder and don't do an inside move. So typically you just run up the field, right? 4 yards, stop, sit it down, counter back, you good, right? But that's not necessarily making a play. Now, if I say, all right, man, you got the contain rush, but go out there and make a play. And now you over here like, okay, but I'm finna hit him with a speed rush, man. I might fake the inside. I'm outside hand swipe, get him on the outside. Like, that's the difference. And with Alex, at times, it looked like he wasn't looking to make plays. He was more so just executing an assignment. And that is very common when you talk about younger players or that being their first time in an expanded role where you have to worry about down and distance. You have to worry about situational football. You have to worry about, all right, am I in base now? Am I 6 technique, 7 technique? Are we in sub package? Am I going 9 technique? Am I ghost 5? Am I hammering? Am I spilling? All right, am I dropping into coverage? Who am I working with?
You're confusing me right now.
Like that's the difference though between being a situational player versus being an every down guy. And that's why with Bud, we talked about like, can Alex Highsmith grow into Bud? Sure, he can be that type of guy. Now, I don't think he has the same first step. And that was something also that showed up differently. When you watch Bud first step, I mean, his burst is crazy off the line. Highsmith isn't there just yet. But to me, that was the biggest difference. When Bud is out there, man, Bud is playing to make plays. He's not worried about messing up. He's not thinking about an assignment. He's making a play. TJ, they play to make plays. Highsmith just looked like he was just trying not to be the reason why we mess up. Let me make sure I'm doing my job right. Let me make sure I'm lined up right. I love this effort. I mean, we saw the one where he chased down Terry McGloin on the screen. I love that effort. Yeah. But as a whole, I just didn't think he looked as comfortable just yet. But I anticipate that getting better as time elapses for him, though.
Well, I was thinking that as the game was going on because you're watching him. He's getting around the edge. He's getting close to the quarterback. He's pressuring, and it doesn't seem like he's doing anything wrong. It seems like, all right, if you're out there, this is what you should be doing. But the thing I was thinking is, are we missing those 2 or 3 plays that Bud makes where he gets the guy behind the line of scrimmage?
Absolutely.
when they're running the ball. Those type of things where you can have a player that's doing all the right things, but I think that's what we're going to be missing with Bud is just those 2, 3, 4, 5 plays that you get a game where you're just like, wow, that's an awesome play by Bud.
That's the difference between when we talk about just a good or an average player versus your elite
And
players.
it's crazy. It's only 4 or 5 plays, though, because on any given play, the ball might not be coming to your side at all. You have no impact.
I mean, think about with TJ, right? Out of all the snaps TJ played, it's typically 4 or 5 per game where he has that splash impact. That's the difference, though. That's what we're trying to find. Those, when we talk about, you always hear, oh, it's a game of inches. There's always a handful of plays that really impact the game. That's what we're referring to right there. And like I said, Highsmith, I feel like he will grow into that, and hopefully it happens sooner rather than later. But it's not easy. I do feel like because of Robert Spillane's ability when he came in, the plays that he made early on, it kind of gave people a fake narrative of, oh, this is what you're supposed to do when you come in. That's rare. That's an outlier. That does not happen a lot, man.
He's kept it up, man.
He has, man.
He's been playing good.
I'm just hoping his injury isn't serious, man.
I know, dude. I was concerned.
It sucked to see him go down, bro. Like, he was grabbing the knee. I'm like, God, I saw Bud do that a week ago. Like, what's going on here? Excuse me. So I definitely hope that
he had the big hit on Alex Smith for the sack, dude.
like he was playing well, bro. He's been making big plays, bro.
I know.
Taking full advantage of the opportunity. Like I said, I hope it's not serious. I hope he's able to come back sooner rather than later, man. I don't want it to be a thing where it kind of lingers on. And we're talking 4 weeks, 6 weeks. Now we're trying to get him healthy for play. Like, I don't want it to be one of those scenarios, you know?
Hopefully he's good for like the last 2 games, kind of get him up to speed, and then ready for the playoffs. Yeah.
Absolutely. So we'll see how that whole thing plays out, though, man.